of the house was what used to be, when the original house was built, this was the garage area over here, and there was a little utility area. And in this little utility area had the water heater. And as you can see, a couple of key things with the water heater. Number one is the amount of corrosion that is on these water lines. That's caused by two dissimilar metals that are they're connecting, they're touching, and it's creating an excessive amount of corrosion. And plus time. It's a little older of a water heater, so it's going to have a little bit of time there. There may have been some leaks at one point or another, condensation from hot, cold, that sort of stuff. And then the TPR valve right there with the copper line leading out. It leads down, but it doesn't lead to the exterior of the house. So I'm going to call that out for a safer installation, since this is an exterior wall right here.
Okay.
To take it to the exterior of the house, so it doesn't drain. If it does have that excess heat pressure, it needs to expel that. It doesn't expel it inside here. It'll expel it to the exterior of the house. But these connections here are definitely going to need to be dealt with.
Okay.
And addressed, because that's only going to get worse and it's going to spring a leak. It's only a matter of time.
Okay.
And then this is the other attic access. Now this was the original attic access for the house, for the original garage area, and there are a few electrical concerns up there in the attic. And the biggest problem up in the attic is that the air handler is up there, and the air handler is secured. Generally it's secured with long bolts, and then it's drilled through the truss system and then mounted to the truss system. These are just straps that are nailed to the trusses, so there's not enough support for the air handler. So, you know, it realistically could fall down. The air handler could fall. That's just not enough support for the air handler. Okay? And then there's a little bit of wood rot at this door, at the bottom, at the exterior corners, at the frame, as expected. Any exterior door that we find, we usually find rot at the bottom.
Because of the gutter downspout issue again?
Well, just, you know, usually on exterior doors, there's nothing protecting the door, and it's just exposed to the elements, and you get water damage at the bottom of the frame and the bottom of the door, usually. Now, coming out into this main area, this is what the original garage was, and it's been converted into a living area for the house, which is why the electrical panel is right here in the living room. Now, if you look at the electrical panel, there's a lot of overspray, as you can see, just on these breakers from looking at it without taking the panel off. But once you take the panel off, and you look inside, there is a lot of overspray, paint, drywall texture, and that sort of stuff that's inside of the panel, which we have to call out as a defect, because the nature of a panel is to contain a fire, and right now you're putting in flammable products inside of a panel box. So we have to call that out as a defect. As far as the remainder of the panel, seems to be fine. The wiring looks okay and all that. So I'm not too worried about the electric itself. Now there is a handful of electrical defects throughout the house. There are open grounds. There's some reverse polarity. You know, just kind of a grab bag of various different electrical issues at the outlets themselves. Okay. All right. And then moving into the main section, or what was the original main section of the house, where there's the kitchen. And then in the front, there's two bedrooms, a bathroom, a master bedroom, and a master bathroom. This is the laundry area, or what's been converted into the laundry area. Most likely, there would have probably been a door here that led in from the garage, and there would have been a laundry area. And as you can see, the dryer vent right there is pretty clogged up. That needs to be cleaned out. And you can see it from the roof as well. It does exit the building on the roof, and it's clogged on the roof as well.
Oh, wow.
There's your 220 right there for the dryer, and then this is your washer connections and your 110 for the washer. Okay, there's a laundry sink back here, which is fine. Everything is okay with that. Now, as far as the kitchen, it's just your standard pantry area here. Nothing really to inspect, nothing really to look at. There's a light and there's some shelving. And then we get to the main section of the kitchen. What we have is a laminate countertop that's got a beveled edge on it, so it gives it a nicer look, a little bit more upper end than just the squared off 90-degree angle laminate. So it gives it a nicer look. The stove and the oven work fine, and the microwave ventilation works fine, except there is a ventilation opening right here where this does ventilate to the exterior of the house, and it does have an opening, and it needs to be secured so that any exhaust coming from the range does go out and exit the house and not stay in the kitchen. It's not like the new conventional systems where it's just a vent system from the microwave that just recirculates the air.
And would a newer microwave take care of that problem?
A newer microwave would have the ventilation at the top, and it would just recirculate the air. This style is preferred by people that are going to be doing a lot of cooking.
Okay.
If you're going to do a lot of cooking, that really does exhaust properly, and we'll get your fumes and things, smoke and whatever else from cooking to the exterior of the house. And as far as the sink is concerned, you got a lot of standard maintenance issues that need to be done: caulking around the sink and counter connection, caulking at all the fixtures, that sort of stuff. The garbage disposal works fine, and the wiring was fine, and the plumbing underneath the sink was in pretty good condition.
Okay.
So not really anything to be
no leaks or anything?
No, there were no leaks underneath here, so there's not really any problems there. And as far as the kitchen is concerned, the last piece would be the dishwasher. Now, we don't inspect the operation of the appliance because we're not appliance people, but what we do is we look at the electrical and plumbing connections, which in this case are fine. However, the unit is not properly secured and mounted to the cabinets and to the counter. It does move around quite a bit.
See a lot.
You see how that moves around? That's going to need to be resecured so that it's stable and in place. Okay. Now, as far as the floors, pretty much tile and carpet throughout. Most of the kitchen, bathroom, foyer, those areas are all tile. Everything else is carpet.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the master bathroom real quick. Now, in the master bathroom, what we have is standard maintenance issues, things like caulking around the sink to counter connection, caulking at the faucet and sink connection. The stopper, as you can see, the stopper assembly is not connected. It's going to need to be connected. Okay. And then there's some non-permanent plumbing that's been installed in a permanent installation that needs to be addressed. Right there, that's a temporary pipe, temporary repairs that's been used for a permanent installation right there. Now, again, we have laminate countertop, and as far as the tub area is concerned, we've got quite a bit of maintenance that needs to be taken care of. Now, if you look over here in the corner, you can see there's some cracked and broken tiles. There's a few other cracks on the tiles there, and then this connection at the tub and this platform right here, that caulking is at the end of its life and is going to need to be removed and re-caulked all around the tub. Pretty much everywhere there's caulking around the tub and any wall that it comes in contact with. Now, the tile is okay for the most part, and the grout in the tile is okay, but it's something that you're going to want to watch out for, and just as it deteriorates or as it gets worse, either remove the grout and re-grout, or caulk as necessary as a temporary fix until you can get to re-grouting it. As far as the toilet, the valves, we'll see this better in the other bathroom, but the valves have a decent amount of corrosion. Okay, that's the valve right there. We'll look at that at the other bathroom better. Now, this one was fine. The toilet was secure, and it does flush properly, so that was okay. The ventilation fan up here does need to be cleaned out. As you can hear, it's not really drawing a lot. It doesn't have good sucking ability because it's pretty clogged. Then in here in the shower, basically what needs to be done is that your normal standard maintenance package where All this caulk that's been smeared in here needs to be removed and redone. Obviously, it needs a good cleaning. All the tiles need to be cleaned, cleaned, scrubbed. And then any loose areas of grout need to be taken care of and addressed on the floor, the walls, especially in the corners and especially at the floor joints. Okay. And then if you look at the shower head has a considerable amount of buildup, and it's not getting the water flow that it needs because of that buildup.
Okay.